he says, the man who has tasted the things of heaven easily thinks nothing of what is below. But he who has had no taste of heaven finds pleasure in possessions. And then he says, a man who is poor for no good reason falls into a double misfortune. He goes without the present goods and is deprived of these in the future. Basically, if you're poor for no reason, you're missing out on goods here and goods there. But he says, we monks should be careful not to be less trusting than the birds, nor are which are not anxious and do not gather into barns. The man who gives up possessions for religious motives is great, but the man who renounces his will is holy indeed. The one will earn money or grace 100 times over, but the other will inherit eternal life. And for us, I think that it's not so much about what we possess, but are we lovers of what we possess? Are we, in a situation where uh, someone has um, his or her car is being taken, and they have the ability to use deadly force to stop the taking, and they debate whether is this right? And of course, usually the law. I don't know what the law in California. I'm sure it's the same, but you can't protect property with deadly force. You can protect yourself. You can protect your home and yourself, but you can't protect property with deadly force. Um, but the idea is that even if we have that idea, then we're kind of possessed by our possessions. But if someone takes something, you say, okay, fellas, at least I have my life, and if I can get it back, I'll get it back. But I put it in God's hands. Ask God to guide me. Ask God to help me. But I mean, when I lived in New York City, I never had one penny taken away from me, and I lived in the city. My room was always unlocked. Granted, it's a dorm room, but I was like, whatever. I don't have anything. I was joking. It's still to this day. The only person that could steal anything from me would have to be a graduate theological student, because that's the only thing of value in my house are these books. But other than that, there's really nothing of value. We would be very happy if someone took Zeus, our dog. We would, but regardless of that, the idea is that I shouldn't be possessed by what I own. And if I am possessed, I should be able to give it up immediately. And to the extent that if someone asks me for my favorite pair of, shoes or my favorite galabeya, right? My galabeya is my cassock. So give it, yeah, sure, take it, right? And I always made that, a priority, and the thing is, um, if there's anything, from a young age, even with books, if someone asks me for something, I give it to them because I can't be possessed by any of this stuff. And this is, I think, where the idea of poverty sets in. Everything that's been given to me has been given to me as a gift from God, and I am a steward of it, not a possessor of it. He also says, I have said, so he says, avarice is said to be the root of all evil, and it is so because it causes hatred, it causes theft, it causes envy, separations, hostility, stormy blasts, remembrance of past wrongs, inhumane acts, and even murder. And tons of stories have been written about this. But a small fire can burn down an entire forest. But one virtue can help many to escape all the vices mentioned above. That virtue is detachment, which is a withdrawal from all evil desires, and which grows from an experience and a taste of the knowledge of God, and from a meditation on the account to be rendered after death. This is